DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, it's Sunday afternoon, and I'm just walking out of the house. It's a slight drizzle, so I'll stay very close to the house. It's not been a very nice day weather-wise, but it's been a very nice day otherwise. Yeah, it's good. We had the family over, well, the grandkids, over for the night, and it was a bit of a replay of last week. Grandpa slept with the kids, and we just had fun, and just like I say, being a grandpa. So it was a good time, and I really enjoy those moments, with the kids. Oh, and then we went to church earlier, and they're off back home. Yeah, so here I are this afternoon, and we've been just kind of like vegging out on the sofa. Mrs. DC's watching some detective show. I was watching a few YouTube videos and catching up on Strictly Comes Dancing, which, if you don't live in Europe, you won't know what I'm talking about. It's basically the BBC equivalent of Dancing with the Stars. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, we were over at the church, like I say, this morning, and I'm going to stay here. The wind's buffeting, and it was fun because, like I said, there's always what they call the worship part, where there's a lot of singing and music, and there was the kids like that, a lot. And at one point, there's we've got quite a few Ukrainian refugees over here. So there was a lady and her two children. And as far as I know, she doesn't really speak much or barely any French, so because the service is in French. And she was sitting with somebody that probably looked Ukrainian, but I guess the lady knew enough French because they seemed to be translating. But the youngest child, which would be about probably 3, maybe between 2 and 3. No, I'd say closer to 2 probably. Anyway, the child could walk and was going around, was coming over to our grandkids. But I noticed one thing, actually, how the child was attracted to me. Like, I was holding at one point one of the kids, and then put him down, and he was and the little guy came over to me, and he lifted up his arms. He really wanted to be held. So I did, several times, and I thought at one point, like his father, because his father is probably, at the war, fighting, and the little guy just, wanted to be held, I guess, by a man. The mom, she doesn't talk to people very much. I've noticed that. I've tried to say hello a few times to her, but you know what I have realized a few times in my past is that, especially in the case of women, if they're refugees and they're like basically as single moms for whatever reason as refugees, they steer clear of I'm not a single man, but I think you know what I mean. They steer clear of having men talk to them. I've noticed that a few times, and I don't push on it because it could be almost an act of aggression depending on how it's taken, But the little guy, it was really, for me, it was something like I could see he came back a couple times to me and just wanted to be held. He just wanted to be held, and I did. I really felt like to hold him and sing and dance as we were worshiping, like with the kids, with him as well. Anyway, so it was a good moment, and I was going on about that because this weekend is it's Memorial. No, it's not Memorial Day. It's Veterans Day, or Remembrance Sunday, or different countries have different meanings for it, and it's nothing over here in Switzerland. I noticed that people don't talk about the war, or because we're, a so-called neutral nation, so it doesn't have that same meaning. If you're if you watch television in like the BBC, it's a big thing. If you're in North America, it's a big thing. But here, it's not even mentioned. So yeah, but it's still, it got to me because I was thinking about Veterans Day, and I've had family members in all the wars, and this little guy, most probably his dad was out fighting somewhere. Most probably. I don't know for sure, but there's a big chance. That's a lot of the cases of the Ukrainian refugees over here. Anyway, gets you thinking, doesn't it? Here I am as a North American in Switzerland, but I'm not a refugee. I was an immigrant, but in no way, was I what you would call an economic immigrant or a refugee type or what, we just emigrated. But these people, they're not emigrating. They're here to basically to keep alive. Yeah. Not easy. Today there was I won't get into the detail, but of course, there's a lot of discussions about what one calls the end times. And, it happens every time that there's a series of wars or conflicts that people wonder, where are we going? What's going to happen? And it's normal, isn't it? Especially, if you get kids, if you get grandkids, you often want to, you want to always have it at least as good, if not better, for them as it was for you. And I think about it I've had a great life up to now. I don't know what it's going to be like in the future. It can, everything can change, and the balances can, tip. But and you want it, to be as good for your kids. I can sincerely say though that when I look at economics and everything, my kids will not have it as good as I did. That's just the way life is turning out, and it's the same I've noticed for a lot of the generations, so the people that have children following mine. I was out with three. We were a group of 4, so I was out with 3 men this week, and we get out together every once a year and go out for a meal. And that discussion came up, and it was pretty much the same for all. I think actually all of the 4 men, we said the same. We've had it better probably than our kids will have, and you kind of wonder what it's going to be like for your grandkids. You don't know. Yeah. I've got another meal coming up this week on Friday. We're going to have 3. We're going to be, let me see, 1, 2, 4. We'll be 5 men this time from a former employment, and it'll be interesting to see how it is. I'm the only one retired. Okay, so I'm back. I'm near the house. I get a phone call just in the middle of my conclusion, and it stopped the video. I think I said something like I was the only one retired, so the others are either changed jobs or still working there, but it'll be interesting to see how people have evolved and how life is. Anyway, that's it for this Sunday. DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and hope that you have a good week. Bye-bye.